Hi, this is the Price Action Analyst. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to go through an email that a subscriber sent to me today about the results that they're having. Before I get into that, I just want to say this market appears to be running very hard at the moment. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I've talked about why that is. The money printing, and also I think in general there's a global move. There has been for a while backing away from the US dollar. So the point of that is I think there's some international interest in the cryptocurrency market. But for whatever reason, the price is just moving up. And so every day I look at my portfolio, it's up. And I've never really seen that before. You know, I've been involved in the stock market for a while, and it's generally, you know, a day up, a day down. You know, people might scoff at that, but you don't generally look at your stock portfolio and it's up every day. Like every time you look at it, it's up. It's very foreign to me. Yeah, so anything that I've kind of been involved with, it just doesn't tend to do that. So, you know, I don't think that that's necessarily going to carry on forever. But I do think that cryptocurrency is potentially the future technology, and in specifically the blockchain technology behind it and the cryptography. So you're seeing that used outside of cryptocurrency, but I think certainly for cash and transaction purposes, it's going to be a future way of doing business. You know, when you listen to people talk about what the government, I guess if you want to include the Federal Reserve in that, is doing, this is historically par for the course when there's a mass deleveraging on. You know, governments inflate this. So you can go and hear commentators that know better than I do, that have gone and studied this, that, you know, this is par for the course. But technology now is giving people that are interested, they're giving them an out that no one's ever had before, right? Like previously that was gold and silver, and it still is. But this is new. And, you know, if you look at coins that are doing, you know, they're offering other utilities like VeChain and Link are offering, you know, supply chain data in the blockchain too. So, you know, I really think, you know, I really regret missing the Bitcoin run. You know, I was listening to people talk about Bitcoin when it was under 30 bucks. And I was like, why didn't I just get in it? But I still think if you're moving into the crypto space, you are still a very early mover. You know, it's hard to go and find people that are in crypto. And maybe I'm getting older. I don't, you know, maybe if you're in your early 20s and you're at the pub drinking beer, you're going to see a lot more people that have sort of toyed around with it. But I still think this is very much, you know, in 5 or 10 years time, you know, if you get into this now, in 5 or 10 years time, when you look back, you'll be like, those were early days. You know, my guess is that this is internet kind of like 99, maybe, hopefully. And so the other thing is, you know, the run that we're seeing, especially if you go and look at graphs of things like Ripple, if Ripple starts to run from here, and let's say in a year's time it's pressing up against its all-time high, right now is like the low. You know what I mean? They're not running from like high prices. They're running from relative, well, the Ripple Bitcoin price, it's coming out of the lowest it's ever been. If you don't count maybe the first day of Ripple, you know, it's been low for a long time. So it's not only do I think this has got a long way to go, I think in a lot of the times this is a low point to get in. Bitcoin might be the exception because it's at about 12,000. But, you know, if the people, and I don't necessarily subscribe to this, I don't discount it either, I have no way of verifying it. But people talking about $100,000 Bitcoin and $1 million Bitcoin, you know, if it does get there, when you look back at 12,000, You know, it's you know, look at that possibility as well. But you know, Ripple and coins like that are a fraction of the Bitcoin thing. So I think this is early day, and I think this is a great time to be involved in the space. I could be wrong, but I'm very happy that I'm kind of in this space now. I think it's a good time to be in it. So anyways, with that prelude, I got an email today from a subscriber. There was a bit of conversation before this about how to manage their positions, but they were saying that these are all my positions up 12K today. I can't thank you enough. So he sent me a screenshot of his position. So this is a $31,700 account from 19,000 and change, and a total unrealized profit of 12,000. And apparently that's today. And that subscriber's been with me for 2 weeks. So their Bitcoin position's up $1,100. Their Ethereum position's up 4,300. It doesn't really tell you what the entry prices were. But I know the Monero one he took, you know, since I've had Monero as a buy, you know, that's only like 2 days that he's had that position. So there's Ripple, that's up 4,000. That Ripple, I put out the recommendation Friday or Thursday. That basically, if you haven't followed, that was about to break out, and it has. That's running very strong, and it's coming off a very low base. So I'm in that as well. I'm not up that much. Link is the one I like with the what's the service chain? You know, they're putting it has the ability to track, like, you know, where an item's been made, where it's been shipped to, how long ago, all that sort of stuff is in the blockchain. So, you know, and that'll be linked to individual items at the grocery store. That's my understanding of Link. I'm not an expert, but that position's up 1,000. Cardano is up 780. Monero's up. Monero has taken a long time. Monero is very similar to Ripple. So I've had Monero, but I think Monero was my first one. And that's been like 60 or 70 bucks for quite a while, maybe 4 or 5 months. That's pushing up. This is up 1,100 bucks on this guy's account. VeChain is not up much, but I really like VeChain. We got out of VeChain when it started making some wicks, and I got back into it on Friday for a lower price than I got out at, which is good. So, you know, the wick, my exit strategy, I think is very reliable. It's not perfect. And then, the last position was ZIL, and that's down $3. So again, ZIL is something I like. I've got ZIL as well. I'm just, I'm not sure if that has a buy recommendation on it. ZIL. Yeah, it does have a buy recommendation on it. So people that are subscribing to my service are buying that if they're inclined that way. Anyways, so I just wanted to share that with everyone. I'm hoping to get, you know, if people are interested in getting real-time updates and entry points, then have a look at my videos and have a look at subscribing to the service. The caveat I would make about all of this is, you know, I'm very happy that subscriber's up 12,000 today. It's fantastic, and I'm really happy to be involved in that. And my main concern in doing this was to have, you know, I didn't want to have people saying, look, your advice is crap and it's not doing anything. So it's a relief to know that people are doing well off the back of that advice, and that I'm having a role in that. But at the same time, you know, this market looks to be like running pretty hard, so it's pretty easy to make money in that. I think the main thing that you're getting within that service is, here's coins that you probably want to hold because they're in an uptrend relative to Bitcoin. When you subscribe, you get an explanation of my investment philosophy, And then within those things, you'll get an alert for where it's a good time to enter them. You'll also get alerts for when it's a good time to exit. So, and the exit, generally the exits will be temporarily. So VeChain was a good example, and I did videos on this. When it starts to leave a big series of wicks, you can exit off the back of that and then take that money and put that in coins that are still running, and then wait for VeChain to retrace. And when it does show a good entry signal, which it has done late last week, then you can reinvest in it at a lower price. And so this all works to increasing the return that you're going to make over time. Having said that, if the market and crypto goes the way that I want, there's no need to do that. It's just getting in at good prices and then just holding these. And I think I'm starting to think that in 5 to 10 years, you will really thank yourself for having been involved in this space. Again, I could be wrong, but I just think with the way that the world is going, it's just obvious. You know, with cryptocurrency, I can get on a plane, land in, South Africa, get on a desktop, download the wallet, put my login details in, and I've got access to my money. Or I can send it to someone in South Africa, and it's going to take, 10 minutes, maybe less, to get there. It's just, this is groundbreaking, I think. So, yeah, I don't want to get it too much into the politics of that, but I think, there's a lot of upside there too. If you look at what's being done to the money and you look at the mathematics behind Bitcoin, you can't do that to Bitcoin. You can't debase it. You can't destroy it. Bureaucrats can't get involved with it and change its nature and change what a store of value it is. The other thing I would say about Bitcoin before I wrap this up, so I know it's like 23, don't quote me on these numbers, but there's something like 20 million Bitcoins mined, and then the most it'll ever be is 23 million. I might have the numbers wrong, but when that limit is reached, that's it. There's no more Bitcoin that can be mined. And so if the world eventually puts all its money into Bitcoin, I'm not saying it's going to, but there's going to be a mass inflow of money. The only thing that can happen to Bitcoin is the value of it can go up. So yeah, there's a lot of interest in Bitcoin right now, but I think when, the mask wearing masses wake up to what's happening and they start to run to this stuff, I think you might have only just seen the beginning of the price run. But I could be wrong. I got a good feeling about it. And as an economist, fundamentally, it makes sense with what's happening. So anyways, please like this video. Thank you for following the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're interested in the service that I've described, the way to sign up is in the description box of any of the videos, including this one. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.